Hey folks, Bobby here today. Guys, today I'm going to take you through a little tutorial on our engine rebuild, okay? Kind of our recap on our 2.5 liter engine rebuild and what happened after installation. I want to give you guys some good helpful tips that will hopefully save you a little bit of time. So stay tuned as we get this video going. Okay guys, we're underneath the hood of our little Ford Ranger here. Engine's installed. We've got about 100 miles on it so far. Everything's running good. But it wasn't quite that easy and simple to get everything to this point here. You've seen the other videos, okay? First of all, let me talk about a couple items on the long block assembly that I had assembled on the engine stand that I should have left off, okay? And it will be very helpful to you. One thing that I had hooked up, I had the EGR installed and the EGR pipe installed, okay? Now, I had to remove that once I got it in here because I found out that the main wiring harness that runs behind the cylinder head actually runs in between the pipe and the engine, okay? So I definitely had to pull that off to get the wiring harness in correctly. Now, another thing that I had installed on the engine that I had to remove was this bracket that holds the power steering and the compressor. You can't really see it now because we got everything bolted to it. But this bracket, big old bracket on the side of the engine, is held on by, I think, 4 bolts, okay? And not real easy to put on after the fact anyway, because the wiring harness that runs underneath the intake manifold and runs to your cam sensor has to run underneath that bracket, okay? So you might as well leave that bracket off, all right? So those are the two big things that I put on the engine that I should have left off, okay? And it wasn't no big deal. It wasn't really a big deal. And another thing that you may want to do, I put the upper plenum on. It may be a good idea just to leave the plenum off, or at least just get the gasket in place, get the bolts started, leave them loose to where you can kind of move the plenum around a little bit, because that's what I ended up having to do once I got the engine in here. I ended up just loosening up the upper plenum to where I could move it around a little bit because I had to feed. Let me show you what I had to feed in here. I had to feed in this vacuum tube here uh, that runs to the bottom of the throttle body. All right. Now I did leave the throttle body off. If you've seen the other videos, I did leave the throttle body off. And that was a good thing so that I could hook up a coolant line that run right down this area. And it gave me room to actually install it as well, okay? So I'm just gonna give you that option right there. You can either leave it on or put it on, just leave the bolts loose where you can wiggle things around. It's gonna help you tremendously when you go to get everything hooked up. The injector harness, it was no big deal really to get it routed through here in place. So, it wasn't really a big deal. And the only benefit of having this, another big benefit of having the plenum in place, there is a coolant line that runs from the bottom of this upper plenum down to the block, down in this general area underneath here, okay? So I didn't have to fool with that, underneath the hood. I was able to do that on the engine stand. So that's the big benefit of having that plenum in place, okay? So guys, that's about the biggest thing that we had to deal with. When we first cranked the engine, we had a lifter that didn't want to pump up very quick. Maybe I should have primed the engine a little bit longer during my priming process. Maybe I would have got that lifter to prime up. But other than that, it finally pumped up and the ticking went away. And we finally got all the kinks ironed out. Well, this vehicle had sat for quite some time. We had removed most of the gas from the fuel tank and put a new fuel filter on, but we still had a little bit of that deadish type fuel. It wasn't quite dead yet, but it wasn't really as good as what we put in there. So we had to burn some of that out. And we finally got her running good. She's running real good. Guys, you can go back and check out all our videos that we made during this series, okay? But I just wanted to make this little tutorial on a couple things that we ran into, a couple of things that we should have left off the engine before we dropped it in. Okay, so guys, thank you for checking out this little video today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check that description down below, and have a great day.